It's January the 5th, 2025, and I'm back on the ShadowReapers server in an A10C in DCS. I haven't played much over Christmas, but I did get a present of a Moza force feedback base, so I've been trying that out, and today I'm giving it its first proper test in multiplayer, after spending far too long trying to get it mounted to my sim pit. I've been on this server already this morning, and in my previous mission I shot down an F4 that I don't know if he knew I was there, but I tagged him with a Sidewinder. Didn't look like that had finished him off, so I gave him a second, but he then did plough into the ground a little bit before my second missile hit him. I also got into a bit of a furball with another F4, C25, gave me a close fly past in between me and the F18, mostly the F18's work, who took down the C25, and after doing a big two-circle with this F4 who reversed his turn, he managed to maneuver kill himself into the side of one of these hills. I was then hunting a couple of hinds. I took out one of them, but the second one I got a little bit target fixated on, and I did damage it, but then I ploughed myself into the hill. So I'm taking off again, back at Rene, heading northeast to Masyaf. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I've got my A10 loaded up with Mavericks and some dumb bombs. I'm heading out to do some close air support. My mission is to take out 5 armoured vehicles. There's quite a lot of action on the server today, so I'm going to try and be as stealthy as I possibly can. I've already got 4 targets on my early warning radar, so as soon as I take off from the base, I get myself on a heading directing to Masyaf. As I fly through the foothills, I know Masyaf is just on the other side, so I want to position myself so I pop out of these hills about 10-12 miles south of the target. That should give me a chance to get Mavericks locked on, fired away, and then I can turn for safety back into the hills. Trying to get the Mavericks on target. Last time I was here, just before I crashed before, there were some armoured vehicles by the warehouse buildings. Just having a look around. Don't see anything live down there at the moment. Those ones look dead. I really don't want to maverick the warehouses. Locked onto something there. Looks like a civilian building, possibly. Looking around with the Mark 1 eyeball, I can just see a couple of tiny dots on the road just to the north of the target zone of the town. I'll try and put my speed there. Yes, oh, and then I've just messed up my button selection. Let me try that again. Use my HMCS to move the speed. Change my sensor of interest, and yeah, I can see there's some vehicles locked on. One Maverick away, second one rifle, third one not quite. I think that was a looks like a tank there, but I think I'm locking a lamppost on the road. Looks like there's a small vehicle this side. That looks like a infantryman I locked there, and that's it, rifle. On the third vehicle, I'll pull away now. I could have potentially stayed longer if I hadn't have messed up my targeting earlier. But there I do get 3 Mavericks, kill a tank, BMP, and an anti-aircraft. And I can see just down by the road, there's a couple more vehicles. So I'm going to turn in. I'm going to switch to dumb bombs, because I'm quite close. Don't want to hang around here too long. I'll switch to guns now as well. One experience I've been having with this Moza force feedback joystick base is that when you fire the gun, the stick shakes. It's really hard to keep the gun on target. I think I might have to dial down the settings. I'm getting shot at. Oh, it looks like it's a Shilka'd. Try and dip under those. No, I've lost my heads-up display. Being shot at again. Let's try and pull up above those ones this time. I've got no time to do anything other than fly straight over them, and I might as well pickle all my bombs. Looks like I got some good impacts with those air balloons, but I have lost an engine. Looks like I've got an engine fire. I'm going to need to deal with that. Sort myself out. Save my life. So turn the engine fire off. The left engine is out of action now. Just looking back at the target, I can see I've got some good hits. I've got these hills in front of me, and with one engine, getting home is going to be interesting. More warnings on the master caution. Yeah, I did get a BMP with that. And it looks like I've got the Shilka'd as well. Oh, mind these hills. Put some flaps out. Give myself a little bit of lift. At the expense of a little bit of speed. Looking at my fuel. I might be leaking fuel as well. Look a little bit lopsided. So, to save a little bit of weight, I'm going to eject my weapons. One thing I've learnt recently, make sure you turn master armour off before pressing that external stores jettison. Otherwise the splash damage from the bombs landing, if they're armed, will blow you up as well. That's happened to me a couple of times on this server. Alright. So I did complete the mission.
Excellent job. You completed the mission successfully. Land at a friendly base to claim your XP reward.
But unless I can get myself back to the base, I don't get my points. I do have a early warning radar report. Looks like a couple of helicopters just took off from the far behind me that I was just attacking, but doesn't look like they're chasing me. If they were, I would be in trouble because I'm barely going faster than them. So now I just need to nurse my poorly damaged A10 back home with one engine and half a tail. One thing I've got gone wrong here is I've lost my heads-up display, but I do still have my helmet-mounted display.
Pull up, pull up.
So what I can do, if I can get over these mountains, is change the settings in stats and HMCS and turn on HMCS symbology for all the settings that were included when they were over the heads-up display. So I'm just going down the list, turning everything on. So now my heads-up display is off, but my helmet-mounted display is showing me my speed and my rate of ascent and descent when I'm looking forward.
Pull up, pull up.
My speed is good, doing around about 160, 150, 160 knots at the moment. Lined up on the runway, my gear's down, flaps are down. Now I just got to coast it in and put it down on the runway. Angle of attack's good. Wheels down nicely, 110, 20 knots. Try to slow down. I'm pumping the brakes and not much is happening. So it does look like I've lost hydraulic pressure. Yeah, I can't put my air brakes up either. I was trying to use them to slow down. Probably should have turned on my APU earlier on. That might have helped. Yep, nose wheel steering. I've got very little steering. I am going to use the emergency brake. Pull that out. Press the brakes and hold them once. And that gives me one shot on the brakes to drag this bird to a halt before I run out of runway and go for a swim, turn her into a submarine. Alright, managed to get down to a manageable speed. I don't have any steering particularly. I don't think I'm going to be able to get myself back to the parking. So I will put it into manual reversion and use what little control I've got with the cables to get myself off the runway and call that a day.